The traffic on Ocean Boulevard had slowed but not stopped as the paramedics converged on the site, sirens frantically wailing until they determined they were too late to help. With a huge grunt, Kurt stood up and rolled his latex gloves off with a delicate snap. "That's it for me. I'm going to let them bundle her before we all get wet. I hate when it's this hot and it rains. Reminds me of Chicago. I hate Chicago." He took a deep breath and stood over the woman for a minute as his train of thought jumped the tracks. His hands were crossed at his crotch, his head was bent, and his eyes were on the victim. He seemed to be praying, and his reverence surprised and impressed Detective Babcock. Finally, Kurt drew another huge breath into his equally big body, flipped at the tie that lay on top of his stomach instead of over it, and angled his head toward Babcock. "How much do you think a thing like that costs?" "What thing?" "That thing she's wearing." Kurt wiggled a finger toward the body, and Babcock closed his eyes. Lord, the indignity the dead suffer at the hands of the police. "I believe that type of lingerie is quite expensive." "Figures. Guess her old man could afford it. Now me? I think Kim would look real good in something like that, but with what I take home?" A sigh was the only sign of Babcock's irritation as he moved away and left Kurt Rippey to lament the limitations of a cop's salary. Then it began to rain. Just as the last vestiges of blood were being diluted and drained into the cracks of the sizzling sidewalk, Detective Babcock walked across the circular drive, past the exquisitely lit fountain of the Jumper's exclusive building, and went inside. There was still so much to do, not the least of which was to talk to one Mr. Jorgensen, the poor soul who had been making his way home just as the lady leapt. Old Mr. Jorgensen, surprised to find a scantily clad dead woman at his feet, made haste to leave the scene as soon as the emergency vehicles arrived. He probably couldn't offer much, but a formal statement was necessary, and Babcock would take it. He rode the elevator, breathing in the scent of new construction, new rugs, new fittings and fastenings. Babcock preferred the Villa Riviera a few buildings down. The scrolled facade, the peaked copper roof, the age of it intrigued him in a way new never could. He got out on the third floor and knocked on the second door on the left. He waited and waited. Eventually the door opened, and Babcock looked down at the wizened man with the walker. "Mr. Jorgensen, I'm Detective Horace Babcock." He held out his card. The old man snatched it. "It's about time you got here," he complained, and turned his back. The carpet swallowed the thumping of the walker, but the acoustics of the spacious apartment were impeccable. Babcock heard the old man's every mumble and word. "I should be in bed by now, but I can't sleep. Something like this is damn upsetting at my age. Have you told her husband? Bet you can't even find him to tell him. Goddamn pictures of him everywhere. Can't turn on the television without seeing him, but is he ever home? No, never home. Well, in and out, but not good enough for a woman like her. Nice, quiet, real pretty, that woman. So, have you told him yet?" "Yes, sir. We have located her husband. He'll be here soon." Deferentially slow, Babcock followed the old man, but something in his voice seemed to amuse Mr. Jorgensen. The old man stopped just long enough to flash an impish smile over his shoulder. "Bet he's got a load in his pants now, huh?" Mr. Jorgensen wiggled his eyebrows, chuckled, and walked on, telling Babcock something he already knew. "Yep, it's a big, big mess for a man in his position." Chapter 2. The last time